Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about transit-oriented development. This is a strategy in city planning that's been used in cities all over the country, and in Atlanta. First, we're going to explain a little bit about what TOD is. Then, how is it incorporated at Atlanta's Lindbergh Center? And finally, what makes it an example of good planning? Transit-oriented development means creating mixed-use communities that are built around a passenger rail station at their center. But there's a little bit more to it. In addition to passenger rail, there may also be practical sidewalks, accessible bus stops, and even a small amount of parking. There should also be other amenities like shopping opportunities, office space, public green space, restaurants, and even police and fire. As Amanda Burden said, if we were to channel and redirect all our new development around transit, we could handle population increases. Compared to surrounding areas, TOD seeks greater densities so that more people can live, work, shop, or go to school within walking distance. Clustering people allows them to combine their activities more conveniently. So why is this necessary in Atlanta? As of 2018, nearly 6 million people lived in the Atlanta area, with an increase of around 600,000 since 2010 alone. Atlanta is auto-dependent to a fault, and suburban voters routinely block efforts to expand MARTA. MARTA is our city's rapid transit system. It has around 48 miles of rail track and 38 stations, but if you ask anyone in Atlanta, it doesn't take you many places you want to go. These are some examples of Atlanta's recent developments: Ponce City Market, Atlantic Station, and the Battery. Imagine if you could get here on MARTA.
This is the Lindbergh Center MARTA station, located in southern Buckhead. The center first opened on December 15, 1984. In 2002, it was rebuilt to include more platforms in order to allow for more riders to easily transfer between the red and gold MARTA routes at all times. Today, the Lindbergh Center is MARTA's second busiest rail station, with some weekday boardings averaging 23,000. If you rely on a car to visit the Lindbergh Center, parking less than 24 hours is free, with a validated ticket from inside the rail station. Parking over 24 hours is only $8 per day, including the first day, and there are roughly 2,500 parking spaces available. Residents of the Lindbergh Center area are comparatively younger, more affluent, and more educated than residents of the city of Atlanta as a whole. Compared to only 1/3 citywide, half of the residents of the Lindbergh Center area are typically younger millennials, ages 16 to 33. Millennials are more likely to live in apartments and take public transportation to work than any other age cohort, and are thus attracted to the Lindbergh Center. Additionally, households in the market tend to have a higher income than households citywide. The area has great appeal to price-conscious consumers who are seeking urban amenities but are unable or unwilling to afford Midtown or Buckhead. Lastly, the Lindbergh Center area is home to a greater proportion of the population with a 4-year college degree or higher. The Lindbergh Center has several great features, which include dining, shopping, offices, and apartments. The area has several well-known restaurants and dining options, such as Chick-fil-A, Five Guys, Taco Mac, Chili's, and more. In addition to having many restaurants, the Lindbergh Center also has many different shopping options, such as grocery stores like Kroger and Target, as well as retail stores such as Best Buy, Marshall's, Home Goods, and more. The Lindbergh Center functions as a professional space as well, and serves as MARTA's headquarters. Additionally, the center has a large atrium which is used for many public gatherings such as career fairs. These are some of the various apartments near the Lindbergh Center. Since 2000, 2,028 apartment units have been added to the area, with current rents averaging $1,322 a month. The potential demand for the Lindbergh Center area is estimated at 215 to 235 apartments annually.
It's important to analyze the strengths of the Lindbergh Center planning techniques, as well as to recognize that there are some unintended drawbacks associated with this transit-oriented development. This project, since the 1990s, has created a cultural shift in the development patterns of Atlanta. It has initiated a back to the city trend, encouraging the Atlanta residents to return to urban dwellings. This creates a better sense of place within the southern Buckhead community, which encourages people to actively partake in the Lindbergh City Center neighborhood. As a matter of fact, a case could be made that the Lindbergh Center sparked the desire to live in dense developments along the alternative transit systems in Atlanta, which created much of the interest and sparked the development of the Beltline. That's to say that the Beltline that we all know and love today might not be quite as developed or widely embraced without the transit-oriented development at the Lindbergh Center. What specific parts of the Lindbergh Center exhibit good planning practices? The potential for future growth is critical. In the future, there are plans to create more apartment complexes, as well as to implement a new light rail line between the Lindbergh Center and the Emory University area. This will be made possible through funding from the MARTA sales tax increase. With building expansion at the Lindbergh Center, there will be design regulations imposed on land parcels, including a limit on residential units, as well as a maximum of 50-foot height, with large setback regions. Additionally, transportation is key at the Lindbergh Center, as you can easily reach the center through the gold and red MARTA routes, which begins to eliminate the auto dependency in Atlanta. As a result, a higher proportion of market area residents take public transportation to work than the average Atlanta residents. Because of a high concentration of jobs in the Lindbergh Center, as well as the creation of many densely populated apartment complexes, the need for public transportation that is both accessible and affordable for residents, visitors, shoppers, and employees at the Lindbergh Center will ensure its future success. In terms of planning drawbacks, this project was initially deemed as a failure before the surrounding development was fully established. This problem has been alleviated, but there is still the constant challenge to maintain the current development, as well as to continue the expansion for future features. Additionally, the Lindbergh Center has a great opportunity to implement affordable housing in the neighborhood by working directly with the Beltline Affordable Housing Trust Fund. This diversification of the Lindbergh Center residents would enrich the area and allow for greater equity and resource accessibility amongst all city residents. Finally, the development could be improved by implementing City Beautiful initiatives and fixing the station's metaphorical front door. Some properties surrounding the center are vacant and regarded as an eyesore, which prevents the Lindbergh Center from reaching its full potential. In order to alleviate this problem, these parcels must be developed in a way that enhances the urban experience. Here are the websites and articles that we found helpful when learning about transit-oriented development and the Lindbergh Center Station. Thank you all for your time today. We hope that you were able to learn not only about the aspects of transit-oriented development, but specifically how Atlanta and MARTA has made that a successful reality in the Lindbergh Center.